I get this question a lot from new dads. How can I help my wife? Now, there's probably two main reasons why somebody would ask this question. First, because he just wants to help his wife. He's in this together and he just wants to be a great new dad. That's good. The second, somebody's wife says, I feel like I'm in this alone and I need your help. And the truth is that the guy really doesn't know how to help. He feels kind of helpless. In either case, we're here for you. In this video, we're going over new dad advice to help your wife after the baby is born. What can you do to make her life a little bit easier, less stressful, and to get you more involved? Hey guys, I'm Jason Kreidman and welcome to another episode of Dad University. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that notification bell. Also, it really helps us spread our message when you share these videos. So maybe you know a couple people that might enjoy it. Please share it with them. There are many different scenarios within households. You might be a stay-at-home dad, you might both work. Whatever your situation is, hopefully you can apply some of this advice. I'm talking about the perspective of your wife being the primary caregiver of the child, and you are looking to help her. So let's get into it. Number one, show appreciation. Everyone wants to feel appreciated. My advice to new dads after the baby is born, if you work full-time and she stays at home with the child, and you don't truly appreciate her and her role, I invite you to stay home for one day, just one day with a newborn, and let me know how you feel afterward. It is not easy. She may make it look easy, but it is not easy. The way you show appreciation would depend on her preferred love language. If you don't know her love language, then I urge you to watch our previous video in which we talk all about it. But that could be that you simply tell her that you appreciate her. It could be writing a note or giving her a card, or maybe it's a small gift of appreciation, or doing some things for her, as we're going to talk about a little more in this video. As I said, we all want to feel appreciated. And when you're a new mom, so much of your attention is going towards the baby, and the baby doesn't necessarily provide you a ton of feedback, that you might feel unappreciated. So it's really important as their partner to make sure that they do feel appreciated. So it's something that we need to concentrate on. And oftentimes it's simply just saying that and saying, I really appreciate all of the work you're doing. So number two, now this might seem really simple because it is, but ask her how you can help. Say, what can I do to help you? Now keep this in mind. Some women will respond excellent to this, and they'll tell you exactly what it is that you can do and how you can help. However, others won't. I was a guest on a woman's podcast, and this topic came up, the idea of asking for help. And she said there was no way that she would ask for help. And it's not because he wouldn't help, it's because she didn't feel like it was her right to ask. He worked full-time, and it was her job to take care of the child and the home. So she didn't feel like she had the right to ask. I politely disagreed. To me, I want to be able to ask for help in the same way that I think my wife should be able to ask for help too. We are a team, and if the other person needs help, then that's the situation, and you need to help them. So we had a little bit of disagreement about it, but hopefully she was able to go home and feel okay with asking for help. If you do have a wife that doesn't respond well to that question, then my new dad advice is that, you're gonna have to just do things without asking her, what can you do to help? And so that's what some of the rest of these things in this video are. You're just gonna have to step up, make the assumption that she needs the help, and do it. Number three, have empathy. We as men, we don't know what it's like to be pregnant. We don't know what it's like to give birth to the child. We certainly don't know what it's like to breastfeed and have that constant demand from the child. So we have to make our best effort to have empathy. And we are going through our own changes and our own stresses. And so sometimes it is difficult to think of the other person. But we've got to do our best to do that. Being empathetic means you're looking at the situation from the other person's perspective and seeing and feeling it as if you were them. So think of yourself as a new mom and all of the stuff that she has to deal with, the baby being dependent on you all day, and really be empathetic towards that. We are often so focused on ourselves, and especially as a new dad, and that's understandable. As I said, you've got your own stresses and anxieties and these changes that you're going through. But here's the interesting thing about empathy, is when you are empathetic and you've got your own issues and problems and you're empathetic, a lot of your stuff kind of goes away. You start focusing on looking at things from the other person's perspective, and you kind of forget about a lot of the stuff that you are dealing with. So the truth is that if you are having some difficulties, being empathetic is only going to help you. We think that if we're having our own difficulties, we're so focused on ourselves, and that if we are focused on ourselves, we will solve them. And that's not really the case. So if you can focus on her and focus what she might be going through, you'll probably forget a lot of the things that you have to deal with. Number 4, give her a break. Sometimes one of the best ways that you can help your wife after the baby is born is to just simply give her a break. A newborn demands a lot of attention, and just a little break can sometimes be wonderful. The other part of new dad advice that I would give here as part of this is don't criticize her break or what she does on her break. She wants to be on her phone, she wants to watch TV, she wants to go talk with a friend. If you offer her a break, don't criticize it. Let her do what she wants. I remember when our son was born, I hadn't been around babies at all. I was completely clueless. And my wife wanted to go to the store. I mean, I could have gone to the store, but I realized she needed a break. She wanted to just get out of the house. And I think our son was maybe a couple days old. And I was really scared. It was going to be the first time I was going to be alone with my son, and I was really worried. I really didn't know what I was doing. And I remember getting a little upset at her because I was scared. So she just wanted a break. That was it. And so I ended up thinking, what if he cries? What if something happens while you're away? And the truth is that you learn very quickly. You learn really quickly on what to do and how to take care of it. I just had relied so much on her that I was really scared to be alone with my child. I look back now and I'm laughing because of how much, I've been involved with my kids, and now that I'm doing Dad University. But the truth is when I first had my children, I didn't know what I was doing at all. And so what I'm trying to just say is that it's okay. You become an expert over time. You will be an expert. I realized how important those breaks were for my wife. Whether she wanted to exercise or she went back to work part-time, she wanted to go meet with a friend, those breaks were so valuable for her to recharge and reconnect with people. And so I realized how important that was for her. So give her breaks. Number 5, whether it's part of the break or not, let her sleep. You will probably both be tired in the beginning, and so you're going to have to figure out a schedule in which you both can get some rest. But if she's tired and she needs a nap, let her. If she sleeps when the baby sleeps, let her. Sleep is really important, and you've got to let her sleep as well. If she is breastfeeding and getting up in the middle of the night to feed the child, it doesn't necessarily make sense for you both to get up and be exhausted the next day. I know a lot of new dads feel obligated to get up as well and make sure that you're helping out. To me, it makes more sense to pump some breast milk and then alternate nights so that the next night you get up in the middle of the night and you feed the child and let her get the sleep. It just doesn't make sense for you both to be exhausted all the time. So alternate those feedings if that's possible. Number 6, you might already be doing a ton of it, but do extra housework. Dishes, vacuuming, cleaning, laundry, whatever it is to try to keep the place reasonably clean. When you have a new baby, it feels virtually impossible to keep that place clean. Wait till you have a toddler. It's even harder. Some bonus new dad advice as it relates to the housework: write it down. So actually do a schedule for the week so the expectations are clear. Sure, it's nice to do things without being asked, but when you have very clear expectations and you're taking on a little bit more of the housework, it's more likely to get done because it is written down and expectations are very clear. Divide the tasks and the housework so that you are both happy with it. Have that discussion and see what you both can do so that you both are happy. Maybe you need to take on a little bit more over that, the first 30 days, and then you guys will say, you know what, we'll evaluate it after that time and see how this has worked. Number 7, take her on dates. She may not feel great about herself at the moment. She may not feel great about you either. But it's still important to make her feel special. You want to be careful not to focus too much on the two of you connecting and being alone and spending that time together. It is more about making her feel special. Remember, the first thing on the list was showing her appreciation. So making her feel special and wanting to take her out on a date, that's going to go a lot further. Yes, the two of you connecting is important, but pressuring her to do so will not work. It will backfire. If you can get someone to watch your child, I would suggest then having a date every 2 weeks. If you can do it more than then, that's great. But sometimes when there's a newborn, it can be, unrealistic. So aim for once every 2 weeks where the two of you can just go out by yourselves. Even if it's just to go for a walk or have a meal, just to get out of the house and for you two to be a couple instead of parents. You'll probably talk about your baby the entire time and you'll be eager to get back, at least in the beginning. But it's important that the two of you have some time to spend together alone. As new dads, we want to feel like we're making an impact, and sometimes that is just hard to do. She might be breastfeeding, she might be the one spending the most time with the child, and sometimes we just feel like we're kind of on the outside, but we really want to help. We want to be involved and we want to be a great new dad. Hopefully this new dad advice was helpful. I'd love to hear from you. What are some things you do to help your wife? Leave your feedback in the comments section below. If you found this video helpful, you don't want to miss what we have for you in our other videos.